Right, so I'm going to record this class and then I'll get it uploaded to YouTube and then put it into the group. I'll have to do it that way, so that if you want to repeat it, you can. Hang on a second, someone just messaged me. Oh, that's Sarah. She's not going to make it to the class. Okay, let's get started. Namaste. Welcome everybody to Tuesday. I hope everybody is well and had a lovely weekend. I know I certainly did. We are going to focus on rooting and ground. Last week we were focusing on the third eye. I'm going to stay with the theme of chakras. The reason that we're going to focus on the root chakra, so which is located right at the base of your spine, at your tailbone, but you don't just think of it automatically being at the back, it goes right the way through, so sort of into right, so where the pubic bone is and back towards the tailbone. And the reason we're going to focus on this earthing, this grounding, is because on Thursday it's Earth Day. So Earth Day, I remember talking about this last year, when we'd just gone into lockdown, and I was doing it online at the time. And at the time when I was teaching and we were looking at the theme of Earth Day, we were kind of recognizing, because we're now sort of in April and we'd had a few weeks in lockdown, and the world was starting to see the positive effects on the lockdown that we went into. And, you know, a lot of us kind of got our hopes up a little bit. You know, the air was clearing, there was no planes, etc. There was less traffic. And a lot of us got quite, you know, our hopes quite up about the planet kind of having some time to rejuvenate. But unfortunately, human beings as we are, we seem to have just gone straight back to how we used to be. So Earth Day for me is even more, you know, poignant than ever before. It's about 51 years old. It was first started back in 1970, 71-ish. And originally the date was in March, but there was the senator, the United States senator, he decided, because he was quite an environmentalist at the time, he decided to make it April 22nd. So Earth Day is on, you'll probably see quite a lot of stuff on social media about Earth Day. And it's just a way of getting everybody to really think about what they can do to nurture this planet that we live on. So for that reason, we're going to stay with the theme of chakras, but really work towards the root chakra, which is intrinsically linked to earth and earth element. And so I'm going to teach you Prithvi Namaskar, which is earth salutations. It's very different. It's not as exertive, I don't think, as some of the other salutations like moon salutation or sun salutations. It's a really nice, different approach to a salutation. And just have that in mind. You know, we're all coming out of lockdown now, and the root chakra is really linked to that feeling of safety, security. And I think a lot of us, as we come out of lockdown, are starting to feel a little bit insecure, a little bit unsafe. I know I did over the weekend when we went to York. Back in my little lodge, I felt amazing, really safe, really secure, really grounded. And Tim and I thought, oh, we'll just go have a wander, you know, we'll go into York City Centre. I couldn't get out quick enough. Now, I love York City Centre, but on the weekend, it was awful. There was just too many people just disrespecting space. And I felt totally ungrounded and unsettled, unsafe and insecure in that environment. So I think a lot of people are going to start to feel a little bit like that as we come out of lockdown. We've got so used to doing this screen thing. I know there's some teachers that I know that are really kind of like about getting face to face again. So it's just a normal feeling to feel as you come out of lockdown, and working with your root chakra is really going to help to stabilize you and ground you as you move forward. So let's start in Shavasana. Okay, thinking about how coming out of lockdown is kind of affecting you, thinking about, you know, how you feel that you can bring positivity to our planet that we live on. You know, what little changes you can make. A few weeks ago, we remembered Earth Hour, and Thursday is going to be Earth Day. So settling down into Shavasana, shimmying your shoulder blades, feet mat width apart. Just be conscious to let your feet fall out to the side. This will unlock your hip joints there. If you feel pain and tenderness on your lower back or tightening on your lower back, then bend your knees and come into constructive rest pose here. So just start to shimmy away until you feel absolutely comfortable in your starting posture, either Shavasana or constructive rest. Close down the eyes and just start to check in with your body as you just remove yourself from your day and onto your yoga mat, into this wonderful yoga bubble that you can create around you in your own homes. Use your breath to re-anchor you into the present moment. Use your out breath to breathe away the stresses of the day, and use your in breath to draw in positive energy, peace and calm. The visualization is really key to just quietening the mind, calming and arriving at your practice. Start to even out the breaths, breathing in 2, 3 or 4 in, belly rises. 2, 3 or 4 out, belly falls. Tune into that little rhythm. Inhale, exhale, nothing else matters. There's nowhere to be, there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do. Anything that's happening in your life right now, stressful or otherwise, cannot be affected. There is no point allowing your mind to hover over whatever it is. Park it outside of the room that you're in. Park it outside of your mind, if you like, and truly focus on nurturing your physical body, your mind, and your soul. Just for this hour, it's not a long time. Nurturing your physical body and contemplating how you can contribute to nurturing our planet, nurturing our earth. Relax from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And every out breath, just feel as though the body is sinking, the whole of your body is sinking into the support of the earth. Almost like the earth is giving you a lovely little hug, hugging you from the floor, sinking your body into the earth. Keep your breath nice and even. Breathing in, 2, 3 or 4. Breathing out, 2, 3 or 4. So setting your intention for your practice today. And remember, if this theme isn't resonating with you today, your intention could simply be something like, I am going to focus on my breathing. That can be your intention. But if the theme is resonating with you, think about setting your intention to something like, I am grounded, or I will cultivate a feeling of being grounded. That is your intention, perhaps, for your practice. Whatever resonates with you, whatever feels true to you, will have value for your practice. Just take your awareness now to your tailbone, to the home of the root chakra, Muladhara. When your energy is in balance here, you feel confident, grounded, flexible, safe, resilient, and strong. If there is an imbalance, this will leave you feeling anxious, paranoid, fragile, forgetful, sometimes even quite moody. Just imagine as you're breathing in, sending that life force, that energy, that prana, all the way down the spine to that root chakra. And as you exhale, imagine a red glow start to spin. Chakra, and translation for chakra is wheel. So think of it as like a wheel of energy, a spinning wheel. So inhale, send that energy all the way down to the tailbone. And as you exhale, perhaps think about your exhalation propelling that wheel around, allowing that spinning, that wheel to start to spin. And the glow, the red glow, which is the color associated with Muladhara, begins to shine brighter, to glow brighter. Breathing in, breathing out, just sending energy to that root chakra. Earth itself gives us gifts of stability, a sense of center and solid base. It is our foundation in the world. Earth is physical body, everything solid in nature. Trees are great examples of the power of the earth element. The deeper the roots, the stronger the trunk, and the higher and wider the branches are able to grow. Earth teaches us that we must root deeply in order to rise. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold that breath at the top. Gather your worries. Open your mouth, big sigh. Breathe them all away. And again, deep breath in. Hold at the very top. Open the mouth, big sigh. Last time, deep breath in. Hold right at the very top, really gathering your stresses from today. Open the mouth and breathe them away. Come back to your nostril breathing. Balance out your breath and start to activate that ujjayi breath, that gentle constriction in the back of the throat. Become aware of your Uddiyana Bandha, so that is your belly lock. But also I want to bring awareness to your Mula Bandha, which is your root lock. So that is your pelvic floor, otherwise known in the Western world as our pelvic floor. So as you start to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes, just start to become aware of the pelvic floor. So it doesn't have to be tight, tight, tight. Just engaging those muscles there as if you wanted to stop yourself going for a wee, basically. All right, so just pull it up. Doesn't have to be really tight. This is your Mula Bandha. This is your root lock energy. And then also try to tighten that belly lock as well. It's quite a challenge to remember to keep those switched on all the way through, but I'll be here to remind you. Start to move the head from side to side, and you're wriggling your fingers and wriggling your toes. Let's start to make circles in the ankles and the wrists as we're here. So big circles in our ankles and our wrists. And then reverse those circles. You might get some cracking, popping in those ankles and those wrists, and that's okay. Okay, completing those circles in the opposing direction, and then slowly sliding those feet together and take the hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Inhale into a full body stretch. So reach the heels away, reach the hands away. Draw that belly button down towards the spine, tighten up through the pelvic floor, keep reaching. And then exhale, completely let go of everything. So including those bandhas, the root lock and the belly lock. Inhale, engage the belly lock and the root lock once more as you push the heels away, reach the hands away. Stretch, and then exhale, completely let go. Maybe you need to shake off the legs to just reduce that contraction of the muscles. Last time, inhale, push the heels away, reach the hands away, draw the belly button down towards the spine, keep pushing those heels, Mula Bandha, so your pelvic floor engaged, and then slowly let it go, shake off the legs, shake off the hands. We're going to come into Bananasana. So it's like if you had a camera over the top of you, you'd look like a crescent moon shape or a banana. So you're going to slide your heels over to the bottom left corner and your hands over the top left corner. So you banana shape your body. Leaning your feet side by side and your hands side by side. No part of the right side of the back body comes off the floor. So the back body remains on the floor. If you feel like you go a little bit deeper into the stretch, you're welcome to cross the right ankle over the left ankle. But that might feel a little bit too intense. So just be okay with being where you are if that does feel tense, and leave the feet side by side. Long breaths up and down the right side of the body, really paying attention to the space that you're starting to create down that right side. Nice, even breaths. Breath is key. Breath is everything in this practice. Inhale, slide everything back to center. And as you exhale, all the way over, heels to the right, bottom corner, hands to the top right corner, breathing down the left side of your body. Okay, so checking in with your little belly lock, doesn't have to be really tight, and that little pelvic floor doesn't have to be really tight. We're not doing like Kegel exercises or anything like that. Just being aware of those locks coming into place. And if you crossed your ankles on the other side, make sure you balance it out on this side. Breathe in, breathe out. One more, inhale, exhale. Inhale, come back to center with your heels and your fingers, and as you exhale, slide the heels towards the bum and then knees to the chest. Interlace the fingers over the shins, squeeze the knees in, and gentle rock from side to side. Just massaging the muscles that line your spine at the moment. And as you squeeze the knees into the chest, you may find that the tailbone lifts a little bit. Just be aware of that little space from the tailbone to the floor. Just gently rocking from side to side. And then come back to stillness and let the tailbone come down towards the floor. So the knees might move away from the chest a little bit. Hands onto those knees and move the knees in the same direction. So glue the knees together and move the knees in a circle. So as you take the knees away, I want you to just really tune into the tailbone, grounding down into the floor. And then it might lift a little bit as you bring the knees towards the chest. So So big circles, getting a little bit of massage going on into that sacrum there, the skin around the sacrum, the lower back, tailbone connecting, root chakra there. Reverse the circles. Inhale, exhale. So maybe you've been feeling a little bit insecure, a little bit fearful of the changes that are happening. Just a little bit of conscious work with your root chakra will help you feel a lot more stable, a lot more secure, and a little bit more fearless. Coming back to center with those knees, squeeze them in towards the chest, lift the forehead up, squeeze into a little cosmic ball of energy, and really squeeze, lower the head and shoulders back down. Inhale, take the feet up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the legs towards you. So you start to stretch into your hamstrings. If you need to bend the knees, flex your feet. You're working towards straight legs, but it's not imperative. So you're holding somewhere along the back side of your legs, either on the hamstrings, the calf muscles, or even the ankles. And using your out breath to draw the legs closer, and your in breath to back away from the posture. So it's dynamic stretching and moving. Exhale, legs closer. Inhale, release. Belly lock going on, little pelvic floor action going on. Ujjayi breath working for you. Last one, exhale, draw the legs closer. Inhale, release. I'm going to fly from that little hamstring stretch into a little top, into a ball. So as you exhale, draw the legs closer. And then inhale, drop the heels down, squeeze into a little ball. All right. Take the feet back up, exhale, draw the legs closer. Inhale into that little ball. Exhale. Straighten the legs, stretch your hamstrings. And then lower into Apanasana. That's it. 2 more. Stretch those hamstrings, really flex the feet, toes pointing down towards the face. And then into Apanasana. Last one. Flex the feet, stretch the back of the legs. Heels to bums, squeeze the knees in. Lovely. Lower both feet down to the ground, knees pointing up towards the sky. We're going to bicycle one of our legs each time. So left foot stays grounded. So really press that left foot into the ground. Keep your left knee facing up towards the sky. Turn the palms so you've got your palms down towards the earth. Just imagine grounding through those palms and that left foot. Extend your right leg up towards the sky. Flex your foot. As you exhale, lower the heels slowly all the way down to the floor, 2 inches off the floor. As you inhale, bring the knee to chest and rise that foot up towards the sky. So there's 2 moves on the inhale, 1 move on the exhale. So exhale, lower the heel down, engage your tummy muscles. Inhale, knee to chest and extend the leg up towards the sky. 3 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, knee to chest and extend. So big circle, bicycle that right leg all the way down, knee in and then rise up. Last one, exhale, tight in the tummy and your pelvic floor, knee to chest and extend. Lower the right foot down, let's do the other side. So ground down through the right foot, lift that left foot up towards the sky, flex your foot, so strong leg, pull the navel back towards the spine, set your bandhas, your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha. Using your Ujjayi breath, exhale, lower the left heel to the floor. Inhale, knee to chest and extend. And again, exhale, lower, knee to chest and extend. 3 more. All the way down, nice and slow. Slower than you think you can go. At the same time, being well aware of that kind of locking your hands into the ground there. So feeling the ground with your hands. Lower. Inhale, knee in, up. Last one. Exhale, lower. Good. Movement there in the hip as you're moving that leg all the way up and around. So lowering that left foot to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together. Just let the knees slowly fall out to the side. So you open the hips out. You're just letting those knees slowly fall out to the side. A little stretch on those inner thighs as adductors. Excuse me. Just take a few breaths here. Deep breath in, even and long breath out. 2 more breaths. Soles of the feet together. Every time you breathe out, maybe the knees will fall a little bit more out to the side. Just stretching those inner thighs into those hips and groins. Breathing in, last breath here. Inhale, exhale. Help those knees back together again. Bring them in towards the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Gently rolling over onto your side. And pressing yourself up to seated posture. Sukhasana, so cross legs. Remember to use a brick if you need to help with your alignment of your back and to help release. If you find you're here with your knees higher than your hips, usually if you sit on a brick, you teeter your sitting bones just off the edge of the brick, it will just help you to lengthen the spine and let your knees drop down. So we're going to take that Prithvi Mudra. So the thumb is representative of fire, and the ring finger is representative of earth. Okay, so we did this about 3 weeks ago when we thought about earth, the earth hour. So creating Prithvi Mudra, plugging into the earth a little bit. We're going to do boxed breathing, but there's going to be no retention. So you're going to think, I don't mind where you start in your imaginary box in your mind's eye, but your box is going to be red in color. You're going to breathe up one side, breathe out across the top maybe, down, out, in, down one side, and then out, down the bottom. Whatever works for you in terms of where you start on your box is absolutely fine. We're going to be breathing to the count of 4, and you're going to follow your breath around your red cube in your mind's eye. It might take a little while to get that visualization, but stay patient. So sitting nice and tall, reaching down for your sitting bones, being aware of your tailbone and that root chakra nearing the earth there. Knit in your lower ribs so that you manage to straighten your spine and feel lifted from the crown of the head. So you're holding this lovely Prithvi Mudra, which really brings our awareness and focus to earth element. So we're going to start now. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 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 Continue that count in your own mind's eye, moving your breath around your red cube or red square in your mind's eye. There's no pause. This mudra is said to help us feel calmer, along with this wonderful box breathing, this Samavriti Pranayam, very grounding breath. The focus on moving your breath around that box prevents our minds from wandering. You're here, you're now, you're present. Last couple of rounds around your box. Wonderful. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just lowering your chin down towards your chest, starting to tune into the stretchy feeling on the back of your neck and between your shoulder blades. You can release the Prithvi Mudra and just wiggle your fingers a little bit, kind of Mexican wave your fingers, so you're getting into your finger joints there. And then interlace the fingers behind your head, elbows out to the side, still knitting in those lower ribs, and gently maybe drawing the chin further down towards the chest, increasing that stretch in the neck and in between those shoulders. You're breathing in, breathing out. And again, inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Inhale, raise the gaze, reach your hands high, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to hug yourself. So you're going to take your left arm underneath and your right arm over, wrap your arms around, give yourself a big hug, and just maybe rock from side to side. It's something that that human beings have really been missing while we've been in lockdown, and slowly but surely we're going to get to the point where we're able to be tactile and give each other the hug and connection that we need. Inhale, open up again, and then opposite way. So wrap your arms around, another little squidge of yourself, maybe a little rock from side to side. Breathing in, breathing out. Open up those arms, fingertips down to the earth. Just root those fingertips down. Leave your left fingertips down. Inhale, float your right hand up. Exhale, leaning over, taking your time, and then edge your way down. So maybe this will be enough. Maybe you'll be able to edge your way so you come onto the forearm. But this is about your side stretch. So don't allow this right sitting bone to lift off the floor. So root your right sitting bone down and keep reaching those right fingertips up overhead. Roll that right shoulder back and just make sure you're not feeling any tension in the neck. Maybe you want to take some little semicircles there in the neck as you're stretching out through the right side of the body. So we have time on our hands and we have patience. We're cultivating patience. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, let's come all the way over. And again, use your breath and patience. Edge your way deeper into this side stretch. So kind of using your breath, you can see I'm kind of edging my way down. I'm not going to force myself straight down to the floor. I'm just going to use my breath and take my time. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice what the breath does when you're in these postures. Is it constricted or are you able to breathe easily? Inhale, float all the way back up. Exhale, float the left hand down. Let's come into a twist. Take the left hand to the right knee and then slowly take that right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Knit in those lower ribs so you feel a nice straight back rather than any concaving going on. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, draw yourself into the twist. If you feel any tension in your neck, then you don't need to try and force yourself to look over that shoulder. Just be aware of that. Okay? Be a witness to what's going on in the body and respond to what the body needs. Inhale, release, come back around. Exhale, all the way over. So we're here to nurture this wonderful physical body of yours that houses your soul. So metaphorically, we can transfer that to nurturing the earth that houses all of us that we live on. Inhale, exhale. And again, inhale, exhale. Inhale, unwind. Exhale back to center. Roll your shoulders a little bit up, back and down. And then forwards. Okay, and then make your way mindfully, slowly into tabletop. So getting your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, create that tabletop. Check in with your bandhas, your Mula bandha, which we haven't really worked with so far, and your Uddiyana bandha, a little sway from side to side. And remember, it doesn't have to be extreme tightening in the belly or the Mula bandha, your pelvic floor. It's just so much that you are aware of it being there. And slowly side to side. And then let's start to make circles over the wrists and into the hips. So you can make big ones or little ones. It's entirely up to you. Getting some movement in those wrists. Create that Hasta bandha, which is your hands locked to the floor. A couple of times in one direction. And then same in the opposite direction. Circles, moving out into the hips, into the wrists. Lovely. Come back to center. Tuck those toes. Yes, the lovely toe stretch. I'm going to push away from the floor. If you want to look at the screen for a second, you can see the line of my arms and my back. So you're going to push away from the floor, which will then automatically lift your knees. And then you're going to come back over those wrists. Okay? Exhale, push back, lift the knees. Squatting child's pose. And then forwards over those wrists. Bellies are nice and tight. Use your Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Inhale, come forwards and over. Last two. Exhale, engage those tummy muscles. Lift the knees. Down softly and over. Last one. Press into your hands. Push back. Knees lift. And then come back. Untuck the toes. Tap them out. Inhale, drop the belly down. Look up. Tailbone lifts. Exhale, arch through the spine. Press into those hands. Contract your shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly down into your cow pose. Exhale, arching into your cat. 3 more. So do your 3. And then when you've done your 3 in your own time, settle yourself back into a child's pose, a wide knee child's pose. And that will indicate everybody's done and we can move on together. But I want you to move in your own speed when you're doing this cat-cow. We're not in a choreographed class, guys. Like I say, when you've done your little rolls, your cat-cow flow, take yourself down into a child's pose. I'm going to watch the screen to make sure everybody is united and together. Don't feel rushed. Take your time. Be true to your breath and your speed. Lovely. Okay. Brilliant. So inhale, come back to your tabletop. Fire hydrant your right knee out to the side. So it's like a little fire hydrant. The knee goes out to the side. Flex your right foot and start to circle that knee. Trying to keep the knee more or less in line with the hip, but without forcing your whole body over to the left side. Reverse that circle. Working into the hip, breathing in, breathing out. And again, breathing in, breathing out. Keep that knee off the floor, but take that foot all the way back. Find your balance. So tighten up through your tummy muscles, then take the left hand off the floor and reach out into that lovely balance that we do every week, but we just entered it from a different way. So heel in line with those fingertips, belly button pulling in, Mula Bandha, so your pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze elbow and knee together. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Imagine you're pushing that wall away. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Really try and extend that breath. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Last, lengthen out. Reach, reach, reach. And then lower that left hand to floor. Right knee, floor. Little release of that right wrist. And we're going to fire hydrant that left knee out to the side. So strong, rooting down through the palms, lifting that left knee, flex your left foot, circling that knee towards the front. So belly locked in, little action there in the pelvic floor, pressing firmly into the hands, reverse the circle. Inhale, exhale. Use your Ujjayi breath. Lovely. Take that left foot back. Turn to the side. Extend your right arm in front of you. Nice long line. So strong back leg. Work towards a straight leg. Doesn't matter if it's not quite there. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Squeeze. Connect elbow and knee together. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach it nice and long, hold. Exhale, lower left, right hand to floor, left knee to floor. Circle the left wrist to relieve any tension there. And then get ready to make your way into your first downward dog. Tuck the toes, push the bum back and lift the knees like you did before. And then take the bum up and back into your downward facing dog. So push away from the floor. Nice long line, arms all the way up down the spine. If you need to, bend the knees. I'd rather you have a straight spine and bent knees and heels off the floor than a rounding going on in the spine. Paddle your heels. Breathing in, breathing out. Draw the forearms together. Outwardly spiral your upper arm bones. And your chin kind of comes towards the chest, almost like you want to look towards the navel. So you've got a nice long line, neck all the way down the spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Think about that upward movement of energy, Apana Vayu. Imagine drawing energy from the earth through those hands as you breathe in, all the way to the tailbone where your root chakra resides. And then as you exhale, that energy flows down the back of your legs and out into the soles of your feet, through back into the earth. Got this circular flow of energy, upward flow from hands, all the way up to the tailbone, and then that downward flow, back to the soles of the feet into the earth. All about cycling, recycling your breath, your energy. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, drawing energy from the earth. Exhale, send it down from that tailbone all the way down to the soles of feet, back down into the earth. Find a nice static downward dog, so no movement now. Draw it, driving the heels towards the ground, but if they don't touch, it doesn't matter. And then slowly start to walk the hands back towards your feet, the back of the mat. Spread your toes. Find your lovely ragdoll. So catching a hold of your alternate elbows and just drape your body over your thighs. Bend the knees a bit more in order to straighten your spine, okay? So if you're trying to work towards poker straight legs, you end up with a little bit of rounding going on in the back. If you're finding the rounding in the back, bend the knees more and send your belly towards your thighs, and then just drop and let gravity work its magic with the weight of your skull and your torso. Breathing in, breathing out. If you want to activate a little swish and a sway from side to side, you can do. Use this opportunity to just loosen off into the neck so you can yes and no the head, nice and gently. Just swaying side to side and really tuning into that energy through the soles of your feet there, connecting those feet to earth. Release your elbows, let your hands drape to the floor. Press through the feet, root to rise. So thinking about rooting down, bend into the knees. Engage your glutes, your thigh muscles. Come all the way up nice and slowly. Stacking one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way to the top. You can keep your eyes closed if you wish. Just standing here in Tadasana. If you need to do a couple of shoulder rolls to find that set posture, then you can do that. Arms by the side. Think about pressing down through the soles of the feet, but lifting through the crown of your head. So your bum muscles are engaged. Okay. Knitting in your lower ribs. Breathing nice and evenly. Coming back to all of those tools. Your Ujjayi breath. Your Uddiyana Bandha, which is your belly lock. Your Mula Bandha, which is your root lock. Or your pelvic floor, otherwise known as. Breathing in, breathing out. Blink the eyes open, very mindfully walking yourself to the front of the mat. And I'm going to invite you to just watch me for a second while I show you the actual sequence, all right? So you can sit down, you can stand up, do whatever. I'm not going to speak, I'm just going to show you and really exaggerate my breath. But bearing in mind, I'm showing you kind of one breath, one movement. We're going to do it where we hold the postures for 2 to 3 breaths, okay? We're not going to go really, really fast. So I'm just going to speak at the beginning. We're going to stand in a wide stance for the beginning, all right? I'm going to bring my hands to my heart center, and now I'm going to be quiet and just hear you. So that is Earth Salutation, Prithvi, Namaskar. And we're going to go through that nice and slowly and be about 2 to 3 breaths in each posture. And I'm going to modify it, okay? So you probably won't do exactly as I do. I'm going to modify it by bringing the knees down and invite you to put your hands behind you to get yourself back to a Malasana rather than taking that little, like, momentum. So come into the top of your mat, standing with your feet just slightly wider than hip width, or where you know you need to have your feet for Malasana for Hindu squat, okay? So stand strong and proud with your feet separated. Root down through the feet, engage your bum muscles, so you have a nice knit in those lower ribs there. Engage that Mula Bandha, bring your hands to your heart center. And we're not doing one breath, one movement, breath. Now reach nice and high. Engage those muscles, right? And just chest, and maybe explore a little bit of thoracic back bend, so that's upper back bend. Inhale, exhale, take a nice deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to come to squat all the way down on that exhale. Find your Malasana, so elbows into those knees there, thumbs come towards the chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a nice deep breath in here, and then take your hands back, help yourself down to the floor, control and lie down into a Shavasana. Let your body surrender into the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. Think about your belly lock now, your Mula Bandha to protect your lower back. Slide the feet together. If you need to, bring the knees towards your chest first and then straighten the legs into more or less a 45 degree. But if that causes your back to arch, bring the feet further up towards the sky or the ceiling. But the lower you go with the legs, the more intense it's going to be. Breath in, breath out. Open those legs, hold and breathe. Pull that navel back down towards the spine. So you're really flattening your spine to the ground. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bring those feet back to center and flex your feet. As you exhale, reach your fingertips up towards the toes. All right, so you're lifting those shoulders off, engaging your tummy muscles. Breath in, breath out. One more, make it work. Inhale. As you exhale, lower yourself down. Take the hands over the head. Bring the heels down towards the bum, toes to floor, and extend those legs back out in front of you. Take a nice deep breath in. If you feel you can use momentum to get yourself back to Malasana, you can. Otherwise, come all the way up, use your hands, and come to Malasana. Practice is everything, all right? It's about the journey to be able to get yourself that final flow. One breath, one movement. Breath in, breath out, ground down through the feet. In Malasana, you're not only grounding down through the feet, you're bringing that root chakra a lot closer to the earth. Take the hands down and step 1, 2 back into a plank pose. Lower to your knees if you need to, okay? So wrists are underneath those shoulders, knees can be down. If you feel like you want to do a full plank, lift the knees, squeeze everything into the midline of the body. Retract your shoulders, push away from the floor. Strong posture. Breath in, breath out. So you can either be on the knees, leave the left knee down, take that right leg behind you, just like you would do right at the beginning of the practice, where we lifted our heel in line with the hand. Lower the right knee down or right toes down, lift the left leg. Engage your core, keeping everything square to the floor. Breath in, breath out. Lower that left knee back to the floor. Remember at the beginning of the practice, we pushed back, lifted our knees, find the spring, and frog jump forwards to your Malasana. Find your Malasana, inhale, exhale. Thinking about rooting to rise like a rocket ship as you drive upwards on the inhale. Inhale, lift, lengthen, reach for the sky, little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hold and breathe, inhale, exhale. One more round, just so that it kind of gets into your brain a little bit. Inhale, into the little back bend. Exhale, come down into Malasana, Hindu squat. Breath in, breath out. Take a nice deep breath in. Take the hands behind you if you wish to lower yourself down as you exhale, lie flat into Shavasana, surrendering the body to the earth. Breath in, breath out. Slide those feet together. If you need to, bring the knees to the chest first, then straighten the legs and lower as low as you can go without that arch coming in the lower back. So really pull the navel back towards the spine. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, open the legs. So starting to feel the stretch in the inner thighs, still making sure that there is no natural arch in that lower spine. So pulling, engaging into your Uddiyana Bandha, little pelvic floor awareness too. Bringing those feet back together again. Flexing the feet, lifting those fingers up towards the toes. Breath in, see if you can get the shoulders a bit higher. Inhale, exhale. Last breath, inhale, lift. As you exhale, lower. Bend the knees, bring the heels towards the bum, toes down to the floor. Take the legs back out into your Shavasana legs. And it's up to you. You can use the momentum, come all the way up, And without the hands, or take the hands behind you, lift up into your malasana. Breath in, press through the feet, breath out, grounding down. Take the hands to the floor, nice strong hasta bandha, so hand lock, step it back, 1, 2, into your plank. Lower to the knees if you need to. If you like practicing full plank and you feel good in that, then stay there in full plank. Lift the right leg off the floor, strong right leg. Press into those hands, separate those shoulder blades, pull the navel in, knit in those lower ribs. Lower right foot to the floor, lift the left foot off the floor, straight leg. Breathe in, breathe out. One more, inhale, exhale, lower toes down, lower the knees if you need to. Bend the bum back towards the heels so the knees lift. Frog jump yourself to the front, find your malasana, hands to heart center. Breathe in, breathe out. Like a rocket, press through those feet, reach the energy all the way up to the sky with the fingertips. And then as you exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Mindfully heel toe the feet back to center, finding Tadasana, mountain pose. Just keep your eyes closed and breathe. And just kind of contemplate how that little sequence feels compared to sun salutation or moon salutation. Just notice the difference in your temperature in your body. Notice your breath. Is there any internal dialogue? Can you quieten it down? Can you just come to the moment, to the breath? Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, deep breath in. And as you exhale, blink the eyes open, shake off your arms and legs. Grab a drink if you need to. Did everyone get that okay? It's a nice different practice, isn't it, guys? A different way. It's nice to learn new things. Okie dokie, let's move on to a little standing sequence that's ultimately going to get us to our tree pose, okay? So just think about this little saying. If we surrendered to Earth's intelligence, we could rise uprooted like trees. If we surrendered to Earth's intelligence, we could rise uprooted like trees. So actually I'm going to come face on to you as we go through our little standing sequence. Be mindful, practice ahimsa, so kindness to yourself. If you do at any point need to rest out in child's pose, just make that decision for yourself and come down into child's pose to just reset your mind, your body and your breath, okay? That is an absolute tick box for me. If I see students doing that, it's, you know, a pat on the back for acknowledging that and actually being kind to yourself. So standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, float your hands all the way up over the head. Exhale, palms together, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, so fingertips pushing into back. So imagine that your head is lengthening straight out over. You should feel and connect with the stretching out in your hamstrings there. Take a nice deep breath here. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, take the hands down, step back into your plank pose. You can lower to the knees immediately if you need to. Be kind to yourself. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees, chest, chin, or belly, just straight down to the ground. Okay, and then inhale into your cobra. Holding here for a moment. So thinking about where your hand placement is. Remember, don't push yourself up like that. Get the elbows tucked in, use your back muscles to lift. Shoulders roll back and smile from your collarbones. Breathing in, breathing out. First, little back bend really. So just be kind to yourself here. Don't push too far. Breathe in, breathe out. Deep breath in. As you exhale, lower the body, tuck the toes, press up and back, using the knees if you need to, into your downward facing dog. Paddle out those heels. Inhale, float your right leg behind you, split dog. And as you exhale, step that right foot between the hands. So step it through. If it gets stuck, grab a hold of the ankle, pull it through. Train track your feet before you rise, okay? So that means your right foot is to one side of the center line of your mat, your left foot is to the other. Rise all the way up into your high lunge. If you need to, you can drop down onto the back knee, all right? Breathe in, breathe out. And again, inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Take a nice deep breath in, reach through the fingertips, transition to warrior 2. So you can slowly start to turn the body, set the back heel down, heel toe the front foot to the center of the mat, and then set your stance. So front heel in alignment with the middle of the arch of the back foot, and your back foot is parallel, or the outside of the back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Warrior 2 pose with Vinyasa. Gazing at that middle finger there. So that is your drishti of focus. Breathing in, breathing out. Having a drishti stops you from looking around the room, especially when you're in a studio. There's other people around you, not so much when you're at home, but having that drishti really keeps your focus. Breathe in, breathe out. Turn the front palm, inhale, exhale, take yourself back into warrior. Keeping that front leg nice and bent, so your thigh muscles should be starting to feel it now, start to warm up. Breathe in, breathe out. And again, inhale, exhale. Little Ujjayi breath. Inhale, come back to your warrior 2, and as you exhale, sink into your warrior 2. You might not actually feel like see a movement, but press the feet into the floor. Inhale, straighten your right leg, reach your fingertips up to the sky. Heel toe your back foot closer, all right? So you narrow your foot stance. Take a breath in. As you exhale, float your hands down, reach over your right leg, and come into triangle pose. So right hand goes down to your shin or to a brick, reaching your left fingertips up high. Last week we played around with gaze, didn't we? So you can maybe start to challenge yourself. So from having your gaze to the floor, maybe to the side, or all the way up to the top hand. But if that is a bit intense on the neck, then just keep your gaze down towards the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to turn the body over that right leg. So turning, left hand comes down. Take the hand, so bend into your right knee. Step your left foot a little bit closer. So about 3 foot lengths back. You're going to find yourself in pyramid pose. So bring your hips square. Send your right hip back and bring your left hip forward. So you can have bricks to put your hands onto. Put your hands on your shin if you like, never on your knee joint. Shin, even on your thigh muscle, if having your fingers to the floor is a little bit too much. Hips are square, pyramid pose. Breathe in, breathe out. And again, inhale, exhale. Now this is where the challenge comes. I want you to think about rooting down through that right foot. We're going to slowly bring our weight into the right leg. Bring that left toe off the floor. Start to bring the left knee in towards the chest. Press through, root to rise through that right foot. Bringing that left knee all the way up. And you interlace your fingers in towards the chest. Strong transition, guys. In case if you wobble, if you fall out of it, it doesn't matter. Inhale, exhale. And then slowly transitioning into your expression of tree pose. So if you need to lower the left foot down and find tree pose from there, then go ahead. Otherwise, taking a hold of the ankle, either placing that heel into the top of the thigh, inner thigh there, or foot to the side of the shin, or toe to the floor. Any one of those is absolutely fine. Okay, you can hold it onto a wall with your right hand if you want to. Find your balance before you start to play around with the arms, right? Breathing in, breathing out. Rooting down through that right foot. Strong tree trunk in that right leg. Your thigh muscles are active and engaged. As much as you're pushing the heel, if you've got your heel into the inner thigh, there's the same amount of contraction or resistance going into each other, thigh to heel, heel to thigh. All right, and even if you've still got your foot on the side of the shin, you really still need to root down through that right leg. If you feel ready, you can take your hands up overhead, you can blossom out your branches, find Prithvi Mudra again. So ring finger and thumb, earth and fire coming together. And just have a little play actually. Trees sway. Maybe you want to sway. Right? If you fall out of it, it really doesn't matter. If, however, you want to stay static, stay static. What feels right for you? All of this is guidance and suggestion. Ultimately, this is your practice, not mine. Breathing in, breathing out. Take a nice deep breath in. Goodbye to this posture on this side. And then as you exhale, set that left foot down. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Lovely. Inhale, half forward fold. So fingertips to your shins, lengthen out through the back. So create like an L shape with your body in half forward fold. And then as you exhale, take the hands down, bend into the knees so you can get your hands down and step back into your plank pose. Lower to the knees if you need to. Breathe in, exhale, lower to the floor in whichever way feels good for you. Inhale, slide into your cobra. Use your back muscles. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lengthen from your armpits all the way down to those hands. So really push away from the floor. Feel that stretch from the armpits. Inhale, floating your left leg behind you into your split dog. Exhale, step it through. Remember, if it gets stuck, you have time to grab a hold of the ankle and pull it through between the hands. Try and track your feet. Root to rise. Press through the feet as you bring the body up into your high lunge. Soften your gaze, shoulders. Check in with the jaw. Ujjayi breath as it's switched on. Belly lock. Pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale. So much to focus on. That's the idea. We have so much to focus on in our physical practice. Our mind cannot go elsewhere. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, transitioning into warrior two. So heel toeing the front foot to the center of the mat. Set that back foot to a 90-degree angle. Double checking this front knee is stacked over that ankle rather than falling in. And reaching in opposing directions with the fingers. Gaze out along the middle finger of the front hand. Inhale, turn the palm. Exhale, back into your peaceful warrior. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, spiral yourself back. Exhale, ground through those feet. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, heel toe the right foot closer. Ready for Trikonasana? Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, float hands to shoulder height. Reach over that left leg and down into triangle pose. Playing with the gaze, either keeping it straight down to that toe, to the side, or all the way up to the top fingertips. It's entirely up to you. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, reach those top fingertips. Exhale, start to turn over that left foot. You can bend into the left knee. Bring the hands either side of that left foot. Little step forward with the right leg. This is about 3 foot lengths apart, feet to your front foot to your back foot. The right foot is about 45 degrees and you're surrendering the body over that left leg. Hips are nice and square. Inhale. Exhale. Perhaps tucking in the chin, kind of looking towards the navel. Inhale. Exhale. Shifting the weight forward, rooting down through the left foot. Have confidence, strength, bend into the left knee, lift the right toes off, moving slower than you think you can go, like you're like in the Matrix. Bringing that knee up towards the chest, standing up nice and tall. Interlace the fingers and bring the knee toward your chest. Brilliant. Inhale. Exhale. Transitioning into your expression of tree. Those 3 options: heel to the inner thigh, foot to the side of the shin, toe to the floor, never on the knee joint. And then just exploring the arms. Maybe you want to sway. Maybe you'd like to stay still. Whatever you fancy. Strong rooting down sensation through that left foot. The tree trunk is your left thigh, your left leg. Playing around with your balance. Breathing in, breathing out. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower the right foot down. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, dive it forwards. Inhale, half forward fold. And this time, exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Slowly lower down to those knees. Take a little child's pose, toes together, knees wide. Chest melts down towards the earth. Forehead connects with the earth. Hands facing down towards the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. And slowly walking the hands back towards the knees. Come onto your bum. Extending that left leg out in front of you. Little twists going on. So we've done back bends and forwards bends. Now a little twist. Taking that right foot over. Hugging that right knee in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Looking or aiming to look over that right shoulder, but never strain the neck. You find that length in your spine on the inhale and twist on the exhale. The gaze goes towards the back. That's the last thing to happen. So don't strain the neck. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, hands to the left. Lift the right bum over. Inhale, come all the way up. Opposite side, extend your right leg out in front of you. Maybe a little shake off with the legs. Left foot comes over, hugging that left knee in towards the chest. Kind of like shifting your way, so finagle your way into it. That's one of my teacher's expressions. My teacher, Julia, she says finagle. Finagle your way into the posture. Lift through the crown of the head, and then exhale, twist. I'd never heard of that word until I went to India. Inhale, exhale, and again, inhale, exhale, inhale, unwind, exhale, hands down, lift the left bum cheek, leaning over, come all the way up, shake out those legs, making your way down onto your back, nice and steady. Bring the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a little cuddle there, a little rock from side to side. Just take your knees wide and notice how it feels to rock side to side with the knees wide a few times, and then bring them together and notice what it feels like, the difference, rocking side to side. Lovely. And then just come into stillness. Taking the hands by the side of your body, palms facing up, extend those feet above those hips. Just float your feet for 2 to 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. If any of you still have that engagement of the Mula Bandhas, the pelvic floor and the belly lock, then you can release those. And start to release the Ujjayi breath, just winding down. And slowly bringing the knees towards your chest, finding Uttanasana. Is there any other posture your body is calling for you to do? That could be happy baby, it could be a full body stretch, it could be some more twisting. Just get yourself to a point where you feel you can totally relax in your final posture, corpse pose, Shavasana. The end of your practice. Remember, it's the most important part of your practice as far as I'm concerned. All the work you've done, cultivating that energy for you to experience in your corpse pose. So make sure you're warm enough, guys. I'm going to read you a beautiful poem. It's called How Surely Gravity's Law. How Surely Gravity's Law. And then after I've read you the poem, I'm just going to do a little meditation, okay? So if you like to do meditation seated, then you're welcome to stay seated. All right. As usual, I'm running over. I'm sure you guys have not got to run off anywhere, hopefully. So getting yourself settled. I think everybody is still. Lovely. Okay. Find that comfortable posture that you've chosen for this part of your practice. Remember, this is still very much part of your practice. Notice the internal dialogue, and if the mind starts to want to wander off, call it back to your breath. Use your breath to anchor you. How surely gravity's law, strong as an ocean current, takes hold of even the smallest thing and pulls it towards the heart of the world. Each thing, each stone, blossom, child is held in place. Only we, in our arrogance, push out beyond what we belong to for some empty freedom. If we surrendered to Earth's intelligence, we could rise uprooted like trees. Instead, we entangle ourselves in knots of our own making and struggle, lonely and confused. So, like children, we begin again to learn from the things because they are in God's heart and they have never left him. This is what the things teach us: to fall, patiently to trust our heaviness. Even a bird has to do that before he can fly. Invite your physical body to just drop into the earth. Do it now, no matter where you are, right now, in this present moment, seated or lying down. Feel your connection to earth. Notice how the earth hugs you and has always been here to support you. Sense the wisdom of allowing yourself to surrender. Give over your impulse to control anything now and release to gravity. Look around in your imagination and try to see what surrendering looks like. How does the earth help support the image of surrendering you've created in the mind? Can you see yourself lying on the earth's surface? Where are you on the planet Earth this very moment? See it fully in your mind's eye. Release yourself to her intelligence. What does that even mean for you? How can Earth be intelligent? What is intelligence after all? Focus on your breathing and allow it to be natural. And as you lie here, see small roots begin to release from your back and drop deep into the earth. With each breath now, let these roots penetrate deeper and deeper into the earth's surface. On each exhale, feel the roots releasing from your back body, slowly making their way down through the crust of the earth. Surrender your roots to Earth's intelligence. Take your time to experience the penetrating depth of your roots. What comes to mind when you think of your own roots? How does it feel? Can you sense grounding and stability? In your mind's eye, look above you and imagine you can see a canopy of leaves protecting you. Allow the mind to focus on the leaves, the shapes, the colours, the textures, and surrender your mind to it. Imagine that your breath serves to feed the roots, your body the trunk of a tree, your mind the branches and leaves, metaphors for the thoughts that exist within. And now, fully surrender to Earth's intelligence and just rest here for a few moments. Slowly bringing your awareness back into your physical body, back into the space in which you're in. Become aware of your surroundings, the ceiling, the walls, the floor, any sounds within the room. Come back into your physical body, being aware of physical sensation, the weight of your body on the mat, the points of contact of your body on the floor. Checking in with your emotions, hopefully a little quieter mind. Restoring any feelings of peace and calm so you can take over the rest of your evening and the rest of your week. Remembering that little quote, if we surrendered to Earth's intelligence, we could rise uprooted like trees. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just thinking about bringing some movement back into your body. Wiggling fingers, wriggling toes, head starts to move from side to side. If you feel inclined to stay still, you just honor that and stay still. Those of you who've begun to move, if you feel compelled to do a full body stretch or bring the knees in. And wherever you are, slowly rolling yourself onto your side, make a pillow with your hands, resting in fetal position. Breaths. Just processing the theme of the practice, the energy you cultivated from the practice. And very slowly and mindfully pressing yourself up to seated. Bringing your hands to your heart center, breath. And we'll seal our practice with 3 united arms. And then inhale and exhale to prepare. Deep breath in. And breath out. Inhale. Hands either side of the thighs, palms to the floor. Just take a moment to reground, to reconnect. Inhale, scoop up all that energy you cultivate in your practice this evening, palms together overhead. Exhale, bring that energy down into the body. And again, hands on the side. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Last time, hands either side. Inhale, scoop up all that peace, that calm, that wonderful energy and love. And as you exhale, bring it all to your heart center this time. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower your chin to chest, offering your head to your heart. And very gently, blinking the eyes open a few times. Then bowing the head. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, lovely people. I hope you had a nice grounding practice.